I'm very excited for today's Builders Weekly podcast with your weekly AI nuggets. In this podcast, we address AI and builder-related topics founders and startups should be aware of. In this episode, we deep dive into 1 to 2 news, followed by our take on what is hot this week. Today's nuggets, OpenAI ads and the evolution of jobs in tech. This podcast would not be possible without our partners that made it all happen, so we want to thank the Delta. If you are a founder and looking for an ecosystem to build bold, stop by the campus in Neukölln, Berlin, and check out the webpage www.thedelta.io.
Amazing.
So good to see you.
We're back again.
You still have your sticker on. Berlin auf die Eins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. You know that our conference is coming up in June 12th.
Yeah, big things happening there, which we will touch on. But yeah, I can see things moving and shaking here in the campus. I'm hearing about famous people coming here.
Yeah.
That's for later.
Yes, that is for later. But what has happened last week? What's new?
New things. Just at the Delta, it was the Thought Design webinar, which was really great. It was one of the webinars where I feel we had the highest engagement on the webinar, which was really nice. We had the Tech Europe conference here last week, which was really great. There were some big players here, OpenAI, Stripe, RunPod was here. It was quite a lot of activity on campus the last few days. And then it seems to me like June is going to be quite busy here.
Yes. And we're sitting in Berlin, and indeed it feels very summery. Summer is back.
Summer is for sure back. Definitely.
I mean, we had the hackathon, the Bad One hackathon on the weekend, so on Saturday. So 100 amazing builders that came around and were tackling the big challenges that Berlin is facing. And there were really good solutions coming out because I was...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, some of them might be policy related, but there were actually a lot of great builds. And they will now have the chance to present them in front of the mayor before the conference is taking place. So I'm excited to see what is being built and what we may see soon in Berlin.
Are you allowed to say what that is, or is it super top secret?
That is all top secret.
Okay.
Stage at the conference.
Okay.
So exciting to see.
Amazing.
And then on Sunday, I was finally playing volleyball. And next time, I mean, you promised me now, it's all down that you're going to join. So hold you up on that.
Okay. If I feel like diving around in hot sand, I'm there.
Speaking of diving, let's dive in.
Let's dive in, yeah. Okay.
The first topic, the evolution of jobs in tech companies in the age of AI. What do we mean by that?
The evolution of jobs is, I just think that how tech jobs are, I almost want to say, in the same time merging, but also specialized. It's a weird space where we're at. It feels like we're merging and specializing at the same time. One of the things, I think the space where, and this might just be because I'm in the product space, is in product managers. The role of product manager is moving towards more of an AI product builder role. We see we see product managers shipping code, which we've never seen before, which at the Delta we see it works very well. So instead of product managers spending a lot of time writing PRDs, writing briefs and creating tickets and all those things, I'm not saying that disappears, but now product managers are actually shipping code and showing what should be built. And on the back end of that, we are seeing engineers doing what engineers do best, and that is creating robustness in the platform and security and DevOps and things like that. But in the same breath, we're seeing product managers sitting on straddling almost like both sides, like coding, also doing product and road mapping. We're also seeing our developers and our engineers also stepping a little bit into the product space, where they're starting thinking way better about how product decisions affect what they build. So we are seeing both our engineers and devs reaching a little bit into the product space, but we're seeing our product managers reaching more into the dev space. So that is where where we see roles changing in tech. And
yeah, I was reading an article lately from Joni Rechtmann, and he was describing that in the future we're gonna have 4 roles. Only 4 roles. So role number 1 is the builder, the vibe coder, high velocity, and can be a generalist. Background can be a product manager, can be a project manager, UX, an engineer that feels comfortable having like a customer facing role, can be business background. So everyone who has like a mind, a commercial and product mind. Then he is describing the second one as infrastructure security, DevOps system.
Absolutely.
Engineering, so the ones that are really, really good in cleaning up the mess
that the vibe coders have created. Yeah, we have intimate knowledge of that at the Delta. I'm the one who creates the mess.
So stitching things together, making them stable, making them secure, making them robust, as you just said, right?
Yeah.
Then the third personality, the adult, the governor, the one saying, "Hey, let's wait, let's focus." And then something he calls the hot person, like a hot people. So the ones that are very good in relationship building and maintaining, that are good in presenting ideas in an easy way, be trusted. So these are the 4 archetypes he describes. What do you think about that?
I think it makes a lot of sense from where I'm the vibe coder or the AI builder. I agree with that. I agree actually with the adult as well, where someone who's, and that's why, and I feel I say this a lot, it's like you can now build the wrong thing at 10 times the speed. You need someone to be like, should we even be building this? Is this a problem we even need to solve? And then, the person who like keeps that human connection, which I feel is, in this age of AI, I feel like as we are squeezing tech and AI and everything, it feels like humanness and human connection is becoming more and more important, which you have seen with your with some of the dinners you've had here with founders at the campus. That human connection in tech is just, I feel it's becoming something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. I mean, we had a discussion with a lot of founders and operators about what do you automate and where do you use agents, and where is the human connection still the most valuable part of the whole thing, of the whole equation. And I feel especially when it comes to relationship, of creating a relationship, maintaining a relationship, you cannot hand that off. You cannot automate that, right? This is what makes us human. And that will be for a very long time, I deeply believe that this will be the essence of its human connections, to create that, to have that space and to make that space also.
Absolutely.
Nice. And I think what is also interesting to see, that's not only the role profiles that is changing, right? It's also how companies ship, how they build products. It's much faster now.
Definitely. And there was also a podcast a few weeks ago where someone interviewed the head of product of Anthropic, where she was saying that they have situations now where engineers pick up issues on X or on Reddit in the morning, and they ship a feature in the afternoon. So that is something that sometimes gets me a lot of critique, where I've said that the 2-week sprint's dead, that we've been grown used to, and now it's like it's pushing value as fast as possible. And I think the way we set up teams, especially now with this AI product builder who's running in front, and you have your engineers right, like just one step behind them, building in robustness, building in security, like running after the AI product builder.
Yes. And we discussed that beforehand, but also this is something that always comes up with, or more and more often comes up with the founders that we work with. Is 2 things. So on the one side, the service companies that say there are many more automated microservices now that are shipped and built like ultra fast and to be tested in the market. And then the software companies that have now forward deploying engineering teams, so builder teams, that take in the feedback of the customer, as you said, as they do it, and then directly build it into the existing solution, or just build a separate micro build that they test with the client again. So that are 2
Yeah, we are shipping, and like that software development lifecycle is being turned on its head totally. And something that I've seen is that in this space where things are moving so fast, it's almost like, and this is also something that Anthropic does, is when they push something very new, very fast, they are open. They're like, hey, this is new. It might be super buggy. And people are kind of more open to that. Like I see customers out there and clients and users being okay with buggy things that are new, but it's fast. And I think that's also like, we're going to push things way faster, and that iteration, the customer is going to be way more engaged in the iteration of the build.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Talking about fast and talking about OpenAI ads.
OpenAI ads.
What is challenging you?
I have opinions.
Saw this advertisement during the Super Bowl, I think it was.
Yep.
Right? Super Bowl advertisement, Anthropic against OpenAI's ads.
Yeah.
It was a big laughter. We had so much fun.
Yeah.
But do you want to explain what's the story?
Yes. So basically what happens is you can pay for ads inside ChatGPT. And so when someone's talking about their fashion sense or whatever, and then this conversation goes to shoes, and then OpenAI or ChatGPT would say to you, oh, you can buy these shoes there at this specific person in line in the chat. And that is paid for by that retailer. But what has now changed quite fundamentally is that ChatGPT's ad manager has now got a 0 spend limit, which means any small business, anyone can essentially put ads onto ChatGPT. Caveat, the ads only show up to the free tier. And for now, which is my biggest concern, is for now. And yeah, so any small business can now inject their ads into the conversations that people are having with ChatGPT.
Google Ads business took decades to reach dominance. Now, could OpenAI compress that timeline and be like the most relevant channel for paid ads?
I think they can definitely do that. Not only because of, we've seen ChatGPT's monumental rise from when they launched to when they got to 1 million users. It's just the rate of adoption is just insanely fast. So previously, like, we had cookies that would track your activity in your browser, right? Now we have essentially a ChatGPT that's tracking you over your context and over your everything that you have discussed with it. So it can be absolutely laser focused onto what it recommends based on other conversations it had with you. So yes, I think it can be a very formidable competitor for Google Ads, but also turn ads totally on its head.
So I would be interested in, how does the model decide what is recommended and what is paid?
I don't think anyone really exactly knows. And that is one of my concerns with this is, will ChatGPT now nudge what it tells me in order to nudge me towards a retailer? I know these ads are such a good example of it, where it will just inject random things into a conversation or nudge the conversation in the direction, which does pose a lot of ethical considerations. I know ChatGPT said that they do not have ads in anything sensitive or health related, and not for children under the age of 18. But my question is, how does ChatGPT decide what is sensitive? Even if it's not sensitive, let's say it's something about the local area that I'm talking about, will it still guide me towards a retailer? Because that affects how much I trust the outcome, right?
For our founders and operators out there, what would you recommend? Is it something they should jump onto and try out? Should they wait?
If you want to try out the ads feature, as in placing your own ads, I would say try it out.
It's for free, so
there's no minimum spend. So put in €800 or something and see what happens. That would be my first recommendation. And yeah, so that is where I would say where it goes first, and see what happens. Let's see how this unfolds.
In my personal opinion, I believe it will be a similar game like the other Google and Meta ads, right? At the beginning, it's very cheap to purchase until you're locked in, and then it's kind of who pays more, gets the better positioning, gets a better placement.
That's the thing, right?
So if I could recommend something, it would definitely be the more organic way of trying to be consistent and building trust like we talked about last time. Because this is the long-term strategy, right? This is the marathon strategy where you can really win and be placed without pay.
Yeah,
Content.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for the insights.
Yes.
And then the question is, what is hot this week?
I know there is. So we have Bad One coming up, the conference sometime. That has been on our mind. June 12th. There's going to be very like unicorn founders here. It's going to be VCs. It's going to be, you are more involved there. I only have I have the sticker here, but what can you tell us?
We are finalizing the speaker list as we speak, and it's incredible. We have a couple of surprises that we won't announce up front.
I heard about that.
Confirm.
But I'm not allowed to say, but I've heard some names. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be big.
Cool. And then
we have a masterclass coming up as well.
We have a masterclass coming up, yes. So we have seen in both the webinar on agents, it even came up in the Claude Design webinar, and it's coming up in a lot of people I just talked to, is context and building this context brain. Okay. So we're going to have a masterclass where I'm going to talk about how to build a context brain with your data and with AI. And it's going to be a 1-hour class. So we're not going to build anything enterprise level, if anyone was expecting that, but we're going to lay down the foundations of building this company brain or a personal second brain and how to build it out from there.
2 more things. So the one is that the Delta is collaborating with OneFootball to live stream the World Cup on our rooftop. And the first event is going to be on June 15, so directly the Monday after the big conference happening. And I'm very excited. So we are expecting 250 people joining us.
And is that the first game of the World Cup?
No, that's not the first game. The first game is on the 11th. That is Mexico against South Africa.
South Africa. That's why I asked you. So for all the South Africans out there, I'll be thinking of all of you.
Nice. I'm supporting the Mexican side of
Yes, yes.
And then we close the collaboration between Conto and the Delta, and will host our first exclusive founder dinner with them end of June.
Amazing.
And I think you brought the inspiration, the closing inspiration.
This week's inspiration that I feel it's something I've found myself repeating a few times to ventures and to clients, and I thought I would share it here. And that is, do not think how we can do the same with fewer people with AI, but think how can the same people do what they could never do before. And that is what I would leave you with.